Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and I want to talk about Phantom Stranger because Phantom Stranger appeared on Young Justice season 4, which is ironically called Young Justice Phantoms. And it's kind of funny because I was thinking to myself, like, wait, this is something different. Like, and then somebody was telling me, like, oh, did you notice that Phantom Strange is black? And I was like, no, that wouldn't make any sense because the Phantom Stranger is tied to Judaism, Jewish, and he's supposed to be the wandering Jew, or the Jew, or supposed to be like the sin of Judas, and Judas isn't black. So why did they race swap him? And that's the thing I'm talking about. Y'all can't just tell a good story without having to put a little diversity inclusion for some reason. Um, the Phantom Strange is a character that's been out since 1952, and he's been fighting the occult for years. And I just find it weird that they call him the Gray One, the Brotherless One, the Spirit of Justice, and he's part of the Quintessence. And it's just kind of weird that they said, hey, let's make him black for Young Justice. And that's the most weirdest thing I've ever seen, to be honest. Like, why did you feel the need to take Phantom Stranger and change his origins? Because see, for the character, his origins been a little bit tweaked or whatever. But one of the variations that most people really see him as, and this character has been that all the time. So I don't want to hear nobody talking about, oh, well, he's a cosmic character, kind of. But just because he's a cosmic character, he still has an appearance that most people know. So he has 4 possible origins, of course. One of the variation is he's a wandering Jew, and he was a man named Isaac with a wife Rebecca and a young son, Bethlehem, during the time of Jesus' childhood. And excuse me, and let's see. Oh, and during that time, his wife and son was killed, right? And blinded by that anger because of Jesus' birth during that time and the loss of his wife and son, he, you know, he had a grudge against Jesus. And of course, he kind of went along with the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. So of course, he becomes so basically, because he participated in the crucifixion and the hunt of Jesus Christ, he has been condemned to tater the world until Jesus comes again. And 100 years later, Isaac repents, and he has spent his life helping mankind ever since. And to make up for the wrongdoing that he did during the time that Jesus was alive on earth. Then of course, you have the stranger, the second origin, which stranger was a man in biblical times who was spared by God's wrath, by an angel questioning God's actions. He commits suicide. The angel forbid his spirit from entering the afterlife and reanimates his body and condemns him to walk the world forever as part of humanity, but also forever separate from it. The angel also erased the man's memories of his past, and he discovers that his divine charge to turn humanity away. And some versions of the story imply that this angel was the incarnation of Spectre at the time. And the Phantom Strange has also been caught in a time loop near the end of the universe. Phantom Strange approached a group of scientists who are trying to transfer energy of the Big Bang to extend the life of the universe. Phantom Strange realized that the one of the scientists in this reality is the avatar of the anti-life, and their efforts will prevent the universe from ever existing. So this story concludes with Phantom Stranger passing a portion of himself to a scientist who dives through the portal to the Big Bang, intersect the beam that would drain the Big Bang, and becomes the Phantom Stranger, thus completing the cycle. Then there's also the last one, Phantom Stranger was a fallen angel who sided with neither heaven nor hell during Lucifer rebellion, thus committed to walk the earth along all this time. So for me, I'm not gonna lie. For me, I never really heard of the last two. I heard about the Wandering Jew story. So for me, that's what I've seen for the character of the Phantom Stranger. For me, that's what I, saw the Phantom Stranger as, the Wandering Jew. He's usually a pale man, you know, that wanders the world, making up for his sin against Jesus Christ. And it's been like that for years to me. But what I'm saying is, in Young Justice, and then the reason why I'm bringing this up, because I feel like they might bring Phantom Stranger back, and if they do, they're going to try to race swap him, and that's what I don't want to see. I don't want to see a character that's been race swapped to hell and back just because you want diversity and inclusion points. That's not how this works. You can't just change characters' race or gender or whatever. I mean, it's just like when I'm hearing stories of, wouldn't it be cool if Magneto and Professor Xavier were black? No, I don't. Why would I want to see a black Holocaust survivor and a black Londoner who an Englishman family that's supposed to be a lord? Like, it just doesn't make any, it makes no logical sense. Understand that there are other original black characters of myth and legends that you can use. Use them. Stop taking characters that already have established history and lore. This character is a 1952 character. He was created in the 1950s. Don't go and retcon him now, because all the times I've seen Phantom Strange, he's always been this pale guy with a trench coat, a cape, and a fedora hat. That's it. I don't need to see Phantom Strange as a black man, because it's weird. And I know some people are like, well, it could be his host body. No, that host body shit only works for Spectra. If you wanted to bring in a black character that has sort of like the Phantom Strange ability or whatever, you bring in Crispin Allen and you bring in that Spectre. That makes sense. I can vibe with that. But I can't vibe with changing the Phantom Stranger to being another race when he's never been there. This is the first time that I think this is the first time Phantom Stranger probably been on in a cartoon, I believe. I think he was on Brave and the Bold. Don't quote me. It's been a while since I've seen Brave and the Bold, but I don't think Phantom Strange ever showed up in any other shows before. I think this is literally the first time I've ever seen Phantom Strange animated. And the first time you see a character like that, people are going to be interested in it. So why would you show a different race for the character when you know that's not what the character originally looks like? That's all I'm saying. You got to make that stuff make sense. It just doesn't make sense, especially with the tides of Christianity and Judaism and the betrayal of Jesus. I'm not trying to, take up for black people or anything or something like that, because I'm black. But what I am saying is that why would you want a black man to be known as the betrayal of Jesus Christ? You know what I'm saying? The Wandering Jew who hunted down Jesus, or the angel that was fallen for not believing in God or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't get it. I really don't understand that, especially because it's supposed to be during the time of Jesus Christ. Like, it's supposed to be during that whole thing, or the fall of some of the angels that went against Jesus and God. Like, you got to kind of think about that kind of stuff before you just, throw things out there, and it just doesn't make logical sense to me as a person who is familiar with Phantom Strange. I'm not like the biggest fan of the character because he barely shows up, but I am aware of his story. And I mean, like I said, the first one is what I know. So I just kind of find it weird that they were like, hey, you know what would be cool? Let's race swap Phantom Stranger. Why? Because diversity and inclusion? Okay, but again, you just can't help yourselves. You guys literally cannot help yourselves with race swapping characters, and it is just getting kind of annoying. Either you race swap them, or you gender swap them, or you sexuality swap them. And for what? For people who don't care about these characters? I mean, I guess so, sure. If that's what makes you feel better, if that's what makes you sleep at night. But I'd rather you keep the characters how they're supposed to be, so people are familiar with the characters, how they're supposed to be, how they were intended to be, and how they were originally created. That's all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying, because I just find it just weird when you do something random like that. Because I had to look again. I was like, no. He's not black. And people were like, no, yes, he is black. And then I looked at the screen, and then I watched the next episode, and I paused it, looked at the lighting, and yeah, no, he is black. He is black. For whatever damn reason, they thought it was cute to make Phantom Strange black. I don't know why. I don't really care, but I just kind of find it weird that anytime you got an opportunity to bring in a black character, instead of bringing in a black character, you take a classical character and race swap them. Because reasons. Is about the most aggravating thing I've ever seen. Can we really stop that? That's all I'm saying. Just please, as a fan of DC comic books, can we please just stop race swapping these characters and gender swapping and sexuality swapping them? Just give me the characters how they're supposed to originally be, and I'm fine. You can change a little bit of stuff, but don't change so much stuff that is jarring, or when it conflicts people's religions or whatever. You get what I'm saying? It's always funny when people be like, oh, because the character is white, that means that they don't have a religion or they don't have a culture or anything. And that's weird to say that kind of stuff. No, there are different types of culture around. There are different kind of religions around. You can't just only put it for people who aren't white. White people have their religions, their cultures, their styles of doing things as well, and that's something that people need to understand. And I'm just saying, I'm not upset with the Phantom Strange. I'm just more disappointed. It's just because I was just like, that don't even make no sense. Why would they race swap Phantom Stranger? And then here y'all go doing it again. It's just like, dang it, every time I try to give y'all just a tad bit hope. And season 4, you're doing great. You're doing great. There are a few problems, but I'm overall enjoying season 4 of Young Justice Phantoms, which thank God, because season 3 was hot trash, and I mean the hottest of trash. Like, it's not even funny how much season 3 was crap. So season 4 is doing really good, but I just kind of find that jarring just to see Phantom Stranger being a black man because reasons. But it is what it is. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.